Okay, so let's look at the worksheet now. How many of you find that this worksheet is so easy? We have already covered this topic, isn't it? All right. I hope that you have done experiments in school for photosynthesis. Okay, when you are starting on the topic on the energy, I think beginning of this year, you first talk about, how to read food labels. You learn about identifying where are the starch in our food, right? So you did food tests as well, iodine test. And after that, your teacher would have continued with photosynthesis, if I'm not wrong. Okay, how many of you have tried doing the experiment where you have the torch shining? Wow, you all did it last year, some of you. Good. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, but some of you did it this year. So you have the torch shining in this beaker, right? Not, and then you will adjust the distance, right, of the torch. Like go further and further away. Some of you go nearer and nearer. Some of you put in sodium bicarbonate. Remember not? Yeah, you put in the sodium bicarbonate, you stir, and then you have to check how many bubbles come out again. I think we did all that. Yeah. Okay, Hannah actually did the iodine on the leaf to see if there is starch. Do you do it on rice? Do you do it on bread, chicken nugget, etc.? No, Hannah, did you? Oh, you did, right. Yeah, so that is the first part on energy. And then from there, your teacher would have started talking about, oh, so sorry, Priya. Okay, yeah. So, but you can even test on vegetarian food also. Certain vegetarian food, right? You think that it's just protein. Maybe there is also some, right? There's also some starch. Hannah didn't do the light shining thing. Maybe your teacher will do it slightly later because this is one of the important experiment. Because you need to explore what are the factors that affect photosynthesis, right? How much light there is, okay, determine how much, photosynthesis there will be. And then that will lead to how much oxygen being given out. Okay, Hannah, that's the part that, I am concerned about. Okay, somebody is here. All right, so full attendance today with a student on trial lesson. Okay, let's see. Now, so when I go through these questions, right, I will be probably surfacing certain things to you, like the popular question, okay? And then what can be asked. I will also be adding in extra questions to these particular worksheet. All right. Bread has a lot of starch too. That's true. Okay, even prata, even toast, all this, right? If you have tested on all these food, yeah, you can see that all of them turn blue-black. Okay, the iodine will turn blue-black. Can? Now, okay, let's see. We have a new student. How do I pronounce your name? Is it Ivan? The new student here. How do I pronounce your name? Ivan.
Ivan.
Ivan. E-I is pronounced as E. Ivan. Okay. Right. Ivan, right? You know why I asked? Because my daughter's name is Irika. Her name is pronounced that way, but it's spelled E-I-R-I-C. So I thought E-I is pronounced as I. So for different culture, maybe it's pronounced differently. True lah, like the Japanese also. Okay, the way you pronounce their words also different. Okay, good. So worksheet 15, I actually looked through your answers. Some of you probably only did the worksheet just this morning. Yes, Hannah, you're right. Very good. Yeah, that's how they made ham also. How many of you just did the worksheet this morning? Because I woke up at 7 and I checked all the answers. Okay, I need you to do early because if it's just before the lesson, I can't check your answers. Why? Because I have a class earlier today. Okay, the class starts at 9 and I end at 10:30. 10:30, then I talk to the students, right? You know how I like to talk to y'all, and then I talk to parents, so it can drag another half an hour. Okay, so after that, I immediately came into this class, so I couldn't look at your answers. Can y'all try to do early from now on? Is it okay? Promise me? Thank you. So if you do earlier, then at least I can look at your answers. I can give you the necessary guidance. Like, I think you did it on Friday. Yes, I know some of you did very early. Okay, so whoever's answers are captured here, actually you did early. Okay, Yashika, Tommy, Serena, Hannah, Brian. Okay, Madhu, Nikki, Priya, you need to do it slightly earlier. So, and then Ivan or Ivan. Forgot again, my goodness, so fast. Have you done your work? I think his internet connection not very stable because his face is frozen now on my screen. Okay, so he might not respond to me. Yeah, he did it in the morning. He did it at 9:25, completed at 9:35. Right, so I can see all these, what time you went in, which day you went in. I also know that Brian went in 4 times to look at the worksheet. Okay, and then, yeah. Hannah did it once. Okay, there are other students who did it a few times. That's good. Oh, okay. So I think his internet connection is not so good. Doesn't matter. Okay. Later on, I think I do have time to quickly open up your worksheet to look at your answers, especially the open-ended. MCQ, not too big an issue. Okay. You're going to be so good at MCQ that you're going to score full marks for booklet A. Yes. Now, look at the first question. Which 2 statements are true of both plants and animals? Okay, both need energy to survive. Do you agree? Yes. Tell me the reason. Okay, if I ask you for reasons for every statement, you must be able to give it because now you're in P6. Okay, so give me your reason. Both need energy to survive. Would you be able to type something? What is the meaning of need energy? Hannah, you said something. Okay. Somebody else? Let's see. Tommy, you did the worksheet yesterday, huh? Lucky I checked this morning. If I checked yesterday, then I wouldn't have captured your inputs. All right. So, okay, Yashika said something. Plants need energy to make food. And then animals need energy to do daily work. Okay. And Nikki says, animals and plants need energy to carry out life processes. That's very good. Okay, Nikki, actually, out of all the responses, I like yours best. I'm not saying I don't like the rest, but yours is a very clear answer to why energy is required by both plants and animals. I am putting in his answers into the chat. Can you all see? Animals and plants need energy to carry out life processes. It's L-I-F-E, actually. Okay? L-I-F-E. Okay, because they need to survive, right? Now, they need to grow, they need to survive, they need to move around. Plants also move. They only move upwards. Okay? They only move upwards, they grow. All right, but then human beings and other animals, we need to move from place to place. Can? All right, so this is true. Of course, this is true. So we are going to put a tick here first. Next one, both can make their own food. True or false? False. Okay, which one can make food? Only?
Plants.
Plants. Is it true that all plants can make food? All parts of plants can make food? They can only make food if they have chloroplast, if they have chlorophyll. Remember? Okay, so plants. Okay, I'll write down something. Okay, with chlorophyll, which is found inside chloroplast. Can make food. Can animals make food? No, they can't. Okay. Both need the sun directly to have energy. Is that true? Okay. If we can get energy from the sun directly, we just stand under the sun, we just do this all every day, get the energy. Don't need to eat anymore. Okay, so it's not true. You are good, huh? So both can store energy if there is excess. Is it true? Explain to me how. Explain to me how. This is the part students struggle when I say explain. Ryan has no idea. Okay, Tommy said something. Is it just that particular animal? How do plants store excess?
Store it in the fruit.
They store it in the fruits. Sometimes they store it in the roots also, like potato, right? So I see some interesting responses. Nikki said, is it about an adaptation to survive? Yes, of course. Okay. It's a form of adaptation. Okay, in case we need to go into hunger mode. Now, it's why I like that statement from Nikki. I'll explain to you all why in a while. Let me see. Plants convert sugar to starch. Yes, Tommy, you're right. Okay, Hannah said, plants store the sugar produced from photosynthesis and it is converted into starch. So you need to talk about excess. Hannah, excess is important. Some of the food is actually used by the plant. Okay, some of the sugar, because the plant need to grow so much. Okay, it needs to also have their life processes. Then the excess, plant cannot, plant photosynthesize the whole day, right? They cannot stop it, right? They cannot have a pause button. I don't want to photosynthesize now. No such thing. So they are always photosynthesizing, but they don't need all the sugar. So most of it will be converted into starch. Then animals, right? Okay, interesting. Priya said they store food for winter. Okay, that is outside the body lah. Okay, do you know how animals?
In the evenings, because they are like in the evenings they don't have the sun, right? So they can't make the food. That's why they store it for the evening as well.
For the plants, yes. Okay, right. They store food for winter. It sounds like the bear, collecting a lot of food for winter. It sounds like the ants, carrying all the food to the nest. Not exactly, but think about humans. When we eat excess, what happens? We store, right? How do we store? Any idea? How do we store? Okay. Now, all of us here, we are quite slim and, fit, but have you seen students or friends or maybe some family members, they are quite big size?
Yeah, I have them in my class. Some of them are really, really big.
Yeah, and they eat a lot, isn't it? They are so used to eating a lot. They can't cut down. So every time they eat excess food, that's why they grow bigger and bigger and bigger. How do they store? They store as fat. Very good. So it's not just camels, okay? It's not just camels. Camels, that one is really about adaptation. Now, let me advise y'all. How many of you thought of, want to go on diet, so you slim down? Anyone? So your way of slimming down, some of you will be thinking, I will cut down the amount of food I eat, right?
Actually, in a way, I'm already slim, see?
You're very slim, so I'm not talking about you. Okay, but girls especially, I want to tell you, girls especially, be very careful. Don't be influenced, okay, by the supermodel or whatever celebrity. Not real, their life is not real. You think they live normal life like us, eat breakfast, lunch, dinner? They probably eat carrots and cucumber all the time. And then the moment they stop eating, the moment they stop dieting, you know what happened? They become very, very, very huge. Okay, one example, Mariah Carey. Okay, go and research on Mariah Carey. Go and find her pictures, not now, but later. Okay, you will see that she's so slim and pretty. Everybody wants to look like her. In my days, when I was in secondary school, I look at Mariah Carey. I was like, wow, you're so beautiful, so sweet looking, so slim. But now she is very, very big size. You know why or not? Okay, she has to control her diet. Okay, her manager, who was her husband last time, okay, controlled her diet. She can only eat certain food every single day. I remember once a news report says that she was found sitting by the roadside eating French fries.